Okay, we are ready to go live. Going live. Yeah, keep doing the wide eye thing, Trevor. That's what people want to see late on a Friday night.
What are you talking about? My eyes aren't wide.
We're
bothering me
live,
no
by the
way.
way.
Yeah.
My
Hi,
eyes are always
everybody.
wide.
Yeah. Hello and welcome to Slamfire Radio, episode 319 for August 30th, 2019. I am one of your hosts, Adriel.
I'm the other one who showed up, Trevor.
And I also showed up, Kelly.
Look at
Yeah,
that.
we're the shower uppers.
Yeah, we're the good ones.
Well,
And
we're here anyway.
We got the order of hosts. That was all working. Everything's working.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not on time, but that's pretty typical for Slamfire.
But that's someone else's fault, really.
No,
That's
we should
something that
start
people
without
have grown to love and admire about us, is that we always start within the hour at least.
Love and admire must be synonyms for tolerate and put up with.
I don't think they love it. I think they actually hate it that we are so unpredictable, and that's why we have 0 listeners and viewers right now. Hi, everybody.
Well, that and maybe it's Friday night and they have a life.
And a long weekend too.
Right.
Yeah.
But Kelly, if it was me, I'd be so annoyed. Like I would have left. If I was, even if I had to record tonight, if I had to wait 16 minutes for you guys, I would have left. Never mind the listeners.
Isn't that a teacher thing? If your teacher doesn't show up within like 10 minutes, you get to leave.
We used to say that in university too. Yeah, if the prof didn't arrive within so many minutes, you got to leave.
Right, but you forgot you're paying for university.
Yeah, right? if you feel that strongly about it, why don't you just stay in bed? Your mother's not going to come get you out of bed and take you to class. And if she does, I don't care if you're in university, you're still a loser.
Yeah. Yes, you don't need anybody's mother messaging the prof or
Yeah.
When I got dropped off at university, I got a kick out of other students who were being dropped off by their parents. But I mean, when I got there, I was already 19 years old. I drove my truck right through the middle of the courtyard to the side door of the
They had
dorm.
trucks back then? You weren't just like horseback?
Yeah.
No.
I know what you're talking about
right.
too.
Horseback.
Thank you, Kelly.
That part? Okay.
Yeah.
Adriel, why are you all broken up and pixely? Like Kelly's
Uh,
crystal clear, looking fine. You're like a mess.
Because I'm streaming for everyone. Actually,
Oh.
when I stream, I'm gonna look amazing on the stream. But to you guys, I probably look like crap. Actually, I look like crap to everyone. I'm not pixelated to everyone else, though.
Oh, okay. Well, I kind of like you better this way,
I think you look adorable.
Thanks.
in a Max Headroom kind of way.
Yeah.
All right, enough talk about old college
That's how
and
old I am,
who's
because I
adorable and
know
not
who you're
adorable.
talking about.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Okay, we'll talk
Okay.
about old black and white shows later, guys. What
Max
we didn't
Headroom
get.
was not black and white. Stop it.
I don't believe it. What we did in Guns this week is brought to you by the Calgary Shooting Center, Canada's premier firearms retailer. Right now, they have the CSC DeMaccabee. I think this is the DeMaccabee SLR
CSC Custom.
CSC
Custom. So this would be from their custom shop.
And it's basically a DeMacco Maccabee combination.
Yeah.
It's a designer rifle, just like designer dogs.
No, it's not. But I think you cut out Adriel when you said the name. You want to say the name again?
DiMaccabee SLR 20.
DiMaccabee SLR 20. So if you can picture a Colt SA 20,
Mm-hmm.
it's this same rifle, same Colt parts, same DeMacco parts, same furniture, only it's built using SLR receiver set.
So it's non-restricted.
It's a non-restricted DeMacco Colt SA-20.
Very
It's
neat.
incredibly neat.
No
I love
carry
it.
handle though. Well, no carry
That's all
handle.
right. It's not supposed to have one. If you bought a Colt SA-20, it wouldn't have one, would it?
No.
I don't know.
Doesn't.
Just doesn't look right. It's got the fixed front sight, but then
Oh, it looks very right.
Hmm.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you want a non-restricted Colt rifle, this is the one to get because it's Colt. I keep calling it Colt. They're saying it's DeMacco, so DiMaccabee. Awesome.
I like it.
I like it too, Kelly, because That rifle's. I have a wish list of guns, and I update it every month depending on whether or not my tastes have changed or I purchased a gun off the wait list, or off the wait list, off the wish list. And I can't tell you,
It is a wait list. You
it
do
is a
know
wait
that.
list, yeah. And an SA-20 has been on it since they came out a couple of years ago. I almost bought one too. I sold my IPSC open gun to buy one, and instead I bought a VZ-58.
Oh, that's a very odd choice to make.
I was
Yeah,
just
well,
gonna say.
it was one of the dirtiest, quickest impulse buys I ever made. I just went, ooh, non-restricted, 223 AR Magwell adapter, yes, please. It was good and everything, but I ended up trading it for something else. Now I don't have a Colt SA-20.
Well, since we're in what we did in guns this week, why don't you tell us what you have or got now?
Okay. I skipped last week because I was on vacation in Nova Scotia. I stayed behind after the IPSC Provincials. It was an awesome match put on at the AMA Club. Level 3, 16 stages, shot over 2 days, plus Crony. We had good turnout, good weather, good competition. I finished, I don't recall, I didn't win. That much I can assure you of. 4th, maybe 5th place. So both Tim Thomas and I kind of had a rough day on the first day, and Tim Thomas is, well, he's so good in Classic that we're considering buying him an open gun so he can take off over to Open where he belongs. He's too young and too good to be in Classic. So anyway, I don't know. I don't think Tim won either. I think maybe I was 4th, Tim was 3rd, Sean and Jim were 1st and 2nd, something like that. It seems like a long time ago. But regardless, it was an excellent match. And I was supposed to shoot it in PCC, but no one else registered in PCC. So, rather than be that guy, I brought my my classic gun with me. And I don't regret it. I enjoyed shooting my classic gun at that match. So, that being said, I'll be shooting my PCC in the remainder of the outdoor matches here, including our provincial. Off to Woodstock first thing in the morning. I mean, first thing, Krakow stupid at stupid o'clock. I'll be hitting the road to go to Woodstock, delivering a truckload of poppers at the same time that they will be using for the IPSC New Brunswick Provincials in a couple of weeks. Well, just one more week, actually, the 13th, 14th, or something like that. And so since I've got to drive all the way there to deliver poppers, they were kind enough to actually put a match on at the same time. How amazing is that? So, yeah,
just because you're showing up.
Well, I may have planted the seed, hey, since I'm going, want to have a match? He's like, yeah, sure, we can put on a match. So we're putting on a match, like 10 stages or something, 150 rounds. It's going to be awesome. So some of the boys are coming up from Nova Scotia for that as well, so it'll be a good time.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. While I was in, I'm going to go, should I go get it? You want to see a gun? You guys like guns?
I think, yeah, we all like to see guns.
It's a gun podcast, yeah.
Right, so I should get
and we are live.
Yeah, that's true. So I'm not wearing a belt. If my pants fall off, I'm sorry.
Well, we saw the tops today. We'll see the bottoms.
Yeah, for the podcast listeners, we didn't see anything, unfortunately.
There is no mooning.
What did I miss? Nothing good, I hope.
We were talking about you mooning everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, it would have been unintentional. So I finally own a Kui rifle. And so you guys know, like, the Kui shotguns that I'm buying, like I'm trying to get them all, the Kui 84 and then the Kui/Winchester 84, not the 840, right?
Yep.
Well, did you know that, man, there's so many variants of the Kuis that I didn't know existed. This would be what would normally be referred to as it is a Kui Model 60. But this was one that was sold specifically by Sears. And it doesn't say Kui Model 60. As a matter of fact, it doesn't say Kui anywhere on the rifle that I can see, but it is a Kui Model 60.
Mm-hmm.
But it goes under the name. I'm not sure. Can you see that?
Just hang tough there for a second. No, it's focusing on your beard.
With great beard comes great responsibility.
Is it Sears? Is that what it's called?
It's the Sears one, yeah, but it's not called Sears. It's called the Sure Shot Repeater.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, so when the Kuis were sold at Sears, they were sold under the name Sure Shot, and apparently the shotguns were too. So now there would be at least 3 to, if you want to get the 840, 4 different shotguns. The 84, the 84, Cooey, the 84 Cooey Winchester, the 840 Winchester, and then the Sure Shot shotgun.
Yeah, my grandpa
So,
has that 22, that exact one that says Sears on it. I just didn't see it was a Sure Shot or nothing, but
oh,
the
the word
bolt and everything was a
Sears.
dead ringer. Yeah.
This
Huh.
word Sears is on there, isn't it?
No, there's no Sears on this one, Kel. Just simply Sure Shot repeater.
You do know that's a limited edition now too, right? Because there is no more Sears.
Well, exactly. But it doesn't even say Sears. But yeah,
Well,
I mean,
there's no more Sure Shot either.
right.
Or Cooey.
There's a lot of Model 60s. How many Sure Shots are there? I mean, so that's cool. So big shout out to Randy McDonald. He's the director for CCFR for the province of Nova Scotia, or he's the provincial director for the CCFR for Nova Scotia. I guess would grammar better if I said it that way. And yeah, so I got to meet him and his girlfriend and check out his guns. And he has the nice, I'm going to say it with a straight face. He has the nicest SKS I've ever seen. It's minty.
You
Like,
can say that.
I mean, like, what does
Yeah,
that? What does
it's
that
just
really
so-
mean, though?
what does it really mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
the
It's like
the
saying
wood is.
he has the nicest K car I've ever seen. Like that K car is mint, but it's still a K car. Anyway, no, the wood, no, it's if you like SKSs, you would love this SKS. Like he said, he would never sell it, and well, I don't believe that. Everything's got a price. What's the stupid price? And the stupid price wasn't
Stupid.
well. It was-
275.
Oh yeah, right.
Normally these are 225, but this one's a mint condition SKS 275. Take it or leave it.
Look at this, Adriel. I don't know if this is normal.
It's just the trigger's loose.
Oh, the side to side play is amazing. Anyway, there's actually an SKS at the shop right now that is blued. It's not barbecue paint. It's definitely better than some of the supposed super grades I've seen. The bluing is all intact and in excellent condition. Yeah, it's quite possibly unfired. And it has a laminate stock. The only problem is the handguard doesn't match. Unfortunately, the original handguard is gone, and they force matched the new handguard, and the new handguard's not laminate. So
You could get one of them metal covers, the cheese grater
No.
cover.
of course not. No,
No?
that's dumb. No. What I would do is wait for laminate one to show up in the shop and just swap it out or something.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so I got this Cooey rifle. That's really cool, and he gave me a nice deal on it, so I appreciate that. So my first Cooey rifle has entered the collection. What else? Oh, speaking of the shop, I am back to work. I worked 3 days this week at DC Armory. Oh my God, I got to send them. They actually built a second workbench. So you got Joy up at the front doing the whole sales thing and computer stuff. He does some stuff in the back too once in a while, if there's no customers around. But you got Denis over on one bench working and me on the other bench working, and holy, super productive. We're pumping stuff out and getting jobs done. Like we did a lot in 3 days. It was awesome. Really, really makes a difference having somebody in front just working on sales and customers while we can be in the back working on gunsmithing stuff. Like today, I wasn't there, and they were busy with customers. Both of them had to be out front, and so they didn't get as much gunsmithing as they wanted. And I was pretty disappointed because it's like, if I had gone in today, there would have been sales happening in the front, and then production could have kept going in the back. So,
It's nice being able to just have that time, that unstretched, uninterrupted time to work on that stuff. Because I imagine getting a customer in while you're in the middle of bluing something or something like that would be bad for quality.
you can't walk away from the bluing tank. You just can't. You got to blue after hours. You got to blue on a day where there is somebody to watch the bluing tank. So, Denis would have somebody helping him, and they would watch the tank while he would go to the front and deal with the customer. So we did in 3 days. We did one bluing job on a fancy German bolt action rifle. We had a gun disassembled, Cerakoted, and reassembled within like 24 hours. I don't know like when the gun was dropped off, but when it came time to get it done, like we got it done right away. Fixed in 1911. a couple other cool things. It's muzzle brake season. Everybody wants a muzzle brake put on their 300 Win Mag or their 270 short mag or whatever. So we're pumping those out too. So I will stop for a second and welcome our late to the show guest host for this evening. Hi, Brian.
Hi.
How are you?
Well, I was okay until I started to use my computer. That was fun.
So
It's
Brian,
in the yard. I threw it in the yard.
You
Well,
did not. Did you?
appropriate.
I did.
Oh. Hi, Brian.
How you
So-
doing?
Good.
some
I
of
miss
the-
you.
Can I-
I know. I'm just sharing him some love.
Let me introduce him, and then you can fondle him. All right.
Okay.
Some of the listeners may recognize the voice. It's the voice of Brian Sheets from Valkyrie Defense and other cool stuff. And he has been on the show several times, being interviewed, guest host, that sort of thing. So he is coming on tonight as a guest host because Cracky's not here, McClatchy's not here. So Brian from Coshocton has decided to join us for this evening, and he's got a great idea that will help raise money at this year's charity shoot that he wants to talk about later on. So that's going to kind of be the main topic. So, Kelly, before I ask him to sit tight and move on, is there anything else you want to flirt with him some more, or can I?
No, hang on after the show.
Oh,
I will.
So
Definitely.
Very considerate.
all right. Yeah. So,
It's good to know
um,
that I was your last option. I really appreciate that now. Now, I thought I was like, you're like, oh, come on and help us out. And, you're like, well, we asked everybody else, so we were down to stems and seeds
He
here.
lied. He lied.
even if I had asked you first behind the scenes on the show, that's how I would sell it. You realize that?
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Did that joke go over your head? Is that what happened?
I'm still mad about my computer right now. So it's,
Oh, I thought you were
I'm
mad
still
about a
thinking
lot of
how to
things
make this-
going. Oh, I thought
Yeah,
it's because
no.
a lot of stuff goes over your head because
Yeah,
Brian's short, in
yeah.
case the listeners don't know.
He's
I'm average.
You're
I'm
vertically
average.
challenged. That's sad.
average for the Middle Ages. Come on, guys.
All right, let's move on.
I like to say warrior sized. That's what I like to say.
There you go.
Yeah, in the 15th century. Anyway, let's move on. So I got back out to the range with my WK, my SLR, my M14, my M1 Garand, and my AR. I loaded up some new ammo, some new 223. So I wanted to check the zeros on all those 223 chambered rifles. The zeros were off on all of them. The WK was still not printing the group that I know it's capable of. And so this week I took off the handguard. Well, I tried to take off the handguard. One of the screws got stripped. So I fixed that tonight with a Dremel, a hammer, and a screwdriver. So I got the handguard off. That's the moral of the story. No, I just it was a button head screw, right? 1/8, whatever,
They're
Allen key,
torqued
and
on
it's
too hard.
way too hard. So it's stripped. So I just cut a slot in it with the Dremel and took it over with a screwdriver. No problemo. At the shop, there was 2 sights that were really hard to get off. And Denis had tried and the bit had slipped. And then I tried and I broke 3 of Joey's bits, but I got them off. So that's really what matters. Is not that I broke Joey's equipment, but that I got the sights off, right?
Surprisingly, you broke the bits themselves. Usually, like they strip out the screw or they strip out the bit, or
Like, yeah. So I got lucky. He's got the wheeler set, and I got like put the screwdriver in my sternum, and 2 men holding the rifle, and yeah, it's amazing that they broke free. But everything on that rifle was way, way too tight, way tighter than it should have been. The way those sights were on, Adriel, there were bolts threaded into the barrel, and these screws were screwed over top of the bolts, so they weren't really a screw.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? They were like the top looked like the head of a screw.
like a Chicago screw kind of a thing.
Is that what they're called? I have no idea.
I
There's
don't
got to
know,
be a
screw
name for
goes
them.
into the other screw, 2 screws.
Yeah, it was like a male and a female, right?
Yeah,
So the male was on the barrel and the female was on the top, and they screwed down to hold the sight on. So they were stupid tight, but I'm really good at screwing, so I got them off.
I always like when I strip out an Allen. I always love taking a Torx bit and hammering the bejesus out of it into the hole where that
I've
Allen
tried that
used to
too,
be.
and
Oh,
that
it's so
works
glorious.
a lot. It works a lot, but it didn't work this time. Kelly, I timed that line just for you coming back and putting on the headset. I saw you coming, and that's when the line happened. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's wrong time to walk in.
Improvised. So anyway, so I got the handguard off, and the handguard was touching one side of the gas block. And you were right, Adriel. It was just easier to work on the gas block than the handguard. So I got the cutting wheel on the Dremel, basically turned the Dremel to an angle grinder, and I reduced the size of the gas block on that side, so it no longer was contacting the handguard. The smart thing would have been to go to the range and shoot the gun with the handguard off, and then if the accuracy improved, then come home and do the relief. But I've never been, known to do the smart thing too often. So I said, the heck with it. I'll just, it's not going to make it worse. It's touching. It shouldn't touch. Let's make it not touch and see what happens. And if it doesn't work, well, you know what? I'll put another gas block on. It's not the end of the world.
Did it work?
So the M1, huh?
Did it work? Did it
I
get
don't
better?
know. I just finished it before the show.
Okay.
So the M1 Garand and the M14 are all sorted out. I've gone through about 500 rounds of ammo, playing with them and sighting them in and stuff, and getting the rear sights calibrated. So that was fun. And then this is cool. I shot my first ORPS.
Yeah.
ORPS match on Wednesday night at the Rescuers Gun Club. Denis and Joey decided they would start this at her club, and if there's a club, I'm going to put a plug in for it. If there's a club out there that wants to do this, I cannot tell you how accessible. I can't emphasize enough how accessible and easy it is to get started in this. All you need to do is buy the steel and bring the props to the range. The stages are designed every month by the folks at ORPS. The registration is handled by them on PractiScore. All you do is download the registration to the tablet. Then they email you a file with the stages. You download those to the tablet, and they take care of the money. They take care of the awards. They mail you a banner. They literally do all the administrative work that you don't know how to do and don't want to learn how to do. They do it all for you. It should spread across this country incredibly fast. It should spread like wildfire because it's so easy, so accessible. It's fun yet challenging, and they just make it. They take away all the barriers and obstacles that you think you have to starting something new at your club. I'm so impressed with the job that they do to help this grow and spread. And you see it all the time on Facebook. Another club coming online. Another club coming online. Some clubs aren't familiar with PractiScore. They're not familiar with the tablets. I hear some guys are writing the score on paper and then trying to put it in a PractiScore later. Well, because we're like PractiScore gurus, we're on the line with the app, either on our phone or on a tablet. We've got a spotter calling out the score. We've got a scorekeeper with a tablet putting it in the tablet, and then you walk off the line, they show you your score and you approve it. Right? It's happening live, and then I take the tablet home and upload it to the website. Denis will do that eventually too, but the tablets are kept at my house, so they came back with me. But whatever, if sometime I'm not there, Denis will take the tablets home and he'll upload it to the website. So the stages this month were fun, incredibly challenging. I'm not kidding. When there are some targets that are so small that at 50 yards, some guys have a hard time to see them without magnification. And the targets that this month that we're at 100, you cannot see them without magnification. And guys were losing so much time trying to find them in their scope. It's ridiculous. Excuse me.
Are we keeping you up?
It's pretty
Yes.
interesting because all you need is like
Grandpa's got to get to bed.
it's a 100-meter range and any old 22 rifle.
Well, yards, 100 yards.
Okay,
but whatever.
There's a difference at 100, right? What's
At
100
100
yards
there is.
in meters? Like 101?
No. Out there it's a bit more. 50 yards, 50 meters. You point of impact be the same. Not at 100. 100 meters, 100 yards. It will be different. That doesn't matter. Regardless, it's super accessible.
Irregardless.
Yeah, right. I forgot that regardless is not a word. We're using irregardless now. My bad. So anyway, I shot an open. I finished third. Muffin got first because he was using a 4-16 by 44 Diamondback.
Cool.
Yeah,
That's a good scope.
it's a cheater scope. I looked at the steel at 100 through that thing. It was like this big. It was like the size of my head. It was amazing. He's got a 12.5-pound trigger on that rifle. It doesn't matter. He was still able to get it done. I gave up a lot of points in the standing stage. I can hit I know, Kelly, and I was slung up and I was doing it properly and stuff, but not properly enough. Still the trigger discipline, right? Same as in a maple seed. That killed me, punching shots. Then I can't count to 5 in one of the stages. You had to shoot one plate 5 times before you advance the other plate. And I had 4 good hits, and I had 3 good hits, then a miss, and then I shot again, and that was the hit. And I got confused and thought that was the 5th. Well, it was the 5th shot, but it wasn't the 5th hit. Or was it more than that? A 3, and then a miss, and then So I shot 5 shots, but only got 4 on it, and transitioned to the small, tiny little plate, and ended up hitting it twice. And I don't know too many other people hit them at all, but they didn't count because it was one of those stages must hit to advance. So what that means is there's 2 steel plates in the stage, but you can't shoot the second one until you've hit the first one, the required number of hits. So anyway, I really enjoyed it, and I'm going to put a new scope on my rifle and keep shooting this every chance I get because it's a lot of fun. Our next match is scheduled for the 10th of September, but we don't know if we'll be able to pull it off yet because there's a few props that need to be acquired and or built. So, and I mean, that's the only thing that you got to do is build some props or find some props. Other than that, they do everything for you. And the steel is from who, Kelly? Gong Joe. What?
Yeah, Gong Joe.
Gong Joe. And it's really, really cheap. So, yep. If you have any questions and want to get into it, just go to the Facebook group, and they will be more than happy to answer all your questions. The next thing I did was I changed my rear sight on my CZ P10, but it's the rear sight for the compact, and I'm not sure that I like it. It seems to be a little, I don't know. If you look at it here, it looks a little small for the slide. I don't know. It is smaller than the.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it does look small for the slide. Like some guns have that look for the rear sight, but it does look kind of small for it. Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Why'd you buy it?
Think that. Well, so I had gotten a set in, and it was fiber optic front and rear, and I certainly did not want fiber optic in the rear. So, and I had not ordered fiber optic in the rear. It was just a misunderstanding at the time of order. Anyway, I don't. It doesn't matter whose mistake it was. I don't think it was my mistake, but it doesn't matter because it's Freedom Ventures, and they always make it right. If there is a boo boo, they'll do whatever they can to accommodate a reasonable customer. So, he's like, yeah, okay, no problem. Just bring it back, and we'll swap it out. So they ordered in the one without the fiber optic in the back, and I swapped it out. Now the sight that was on here, Adriel, there were 3-dot white sights. So I had kept the rear sight that came on the gun and just blackened out the rear dots.
Yep.
And I might go back to that. I'm not sure. I'm going to take this out. I'm going to shoot it. I'm going to shoot it in our multi-gun match and see how well I pick up the sights and whether or not I like the sight picture, and we'll go from there.
I can't imagine it's going to slow you down, but it might bug you just because it looks small.
Correct. Yeah. So, and then tonight I load some ammo for the match tomorrow. And I already talked about my WK. So that's what I've been up to for the last couple of weeks. Thank you for your patience. And if you listeners, if you had fast forwarded, this is a part to stop fast forwarding. You can continue to listen again. Brian, would you like to go first since you're the guest host, and maybe fill us in on where you've been and what you've been up to and Valkyrie Defense, and if you're still teaching classes and you shoot anybody lately, you going hunting, all that stuff?
Yeah. So what I've been up to, I haven't really been up to much. I've been trying to get everything ready for hunting season because that's coming back up here soon.
Awesome. Brian, let me interrupt you, Brian. I'm sorry. Because it's been a while. Well, why don't you go back and introduce yourself, Brian from Coshocton, Valkyrie Defense, and let's go that way, and then bring us up to the most recent stuff.
All right. Yeah. I'm Brian Sheets. I'm co-owner of Valkyrie Defense Group. We started back in about 6 years ago. We saw a need in Coshocton for better firearms training, and that was one of the things that we thought needed to be. We were seeing a lot of stuff coming around classes, and we were hearing stuff, and we were already kind of taking classes and going out and doing other things on our own. And then we were starting to have other people come to the ranges with us and stuff. And Sorry, someone just walked in the office and walked back out here. My bad. We were having people come to the range with us and stuff like that. And they're like, wow, this is like a lot better stuff than what I was getting at my concealed carry class. And we're like, oh, okay, well, tell us what they would teach you. And then what
Somebody got
happened was-
shot.
yeah, that's basically what it boiled down to. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. Was someone got shot? Actually, 2 people got shot during one class. And so at that point,
How
we
does that
decided,
happen?
wow,
Wait. 2 people got shot in one class?
yeah. So too many students, one instructor, and no focus on firearm safety and the loading process of the firearm with everyone standing in line on the range or on the shooting line. The gun, instead of being pointed downrange, got turned at a 90-degree across the line. And when the student went to rack the round to the rear, or to slide to the rear, released it with finger on the trigger. As soon as it went home, they, depressed the trigger, and one round went through a gentleman's leg and into a lady's ankle, and then into the ground. So we had 2 through and throughs. Not us. I'm sorry. I can't say we had 2 through and throughs. They had 2 through and throughs. And but from what I understand, the medical portion of that course was exceptional, and it was put on by the Coshocton County Emergency Response Squad. So they got a really good part of the course where they were taught how to pack gunshot wounds by the professionals. But that was kind of like where, well, maybe Coshocton County is owed something better. So we were already taking classes again, like I said, and so we decided, well, let's just do it. And we did it. And our first year we taught, I think, 30 classes in 1 year. The next year it got bigger and bigger. And then we eventually got asked, we started, there was a need to teach Ohio for armed staff members for schools. And we got in with that. And so we've been doing some of that each year. We expand out and do a couple more classes with teachers and armed staff members each year. We basically bring them in, prime them, start them from square one. If they do not have a concealed carry license, we get them a concealed carry license, and then we hold their hand all the way through and prep them to go through the 3-day course, which the state mandates that they complete before they're allowed to be considered armed staff members in Ohio. And so so far we're one of 3 companies that do this, and we are the only one who have 100% pass rate. So we're pretty proud of that. We kind of hang our hat on that because we do spend a lot of time and a lot of energy trying to get these people. It's for the kids. It's really what it is. We don't make much of doing it or anything like that, and we really enjoy it. So my son's goes to one of the schools where they have armed staff, and it's good to know that those members are trained by competent, and I see their scores and I can work with them like that. So it's good to be able to part of that. I really enjoy that part of it. Recently, we haven't really had many classes. We always go on like kind of a summer hiatus where Jason and I both kind of take our vacation time and stuff like that. Plus, in Ohio, it gets pretty hot and humid, and with vacations, summer vacations, and sports and stuff like that in Ohio, you always see a downturn in attendance. So instead of just putting on classes for 1 or 2 people or 3, or we promise 12 people to come, and only maybe 3 or 4 show up, we just say, well, we're going to take three months off. So we'll be starting back up here within the next few weeks, hopefully getting some stuff squared away, getting some classes on the books or on the calendar here, and starting up. But that's Valkyrie Defense Group. But since I haven't really been teaching classes or anything like that, getting stuff ready for hunting, and got some really nice bucks on the cameras that I'm creating my own little hit list here. So yeah, they taste delicious. I love them. So
You're so lucky, man, to not have to travel to shoot big whitetail.
Yeah, I walk out my back door, which is really nice.
It really is.
Yeah. So yeah, we're doing that, and my family also has a farm, so we've been working on that, getting some new stands and stuff put up, taking down some old ones that had a tree fall through the middle of one. So we're getting one rebuilt right now, trying to get it all taken care of. Like I said, deer season's about 4 weeks away, so we're kind of getting a late start, but it is what it is. So we're doing what we can. So that's about all I've been doing, honestly.
What do you got your eye on? Like, do you have any 12 pointers kicking around? Like, what's nice?
We don't have any monsters like that. I mean, it's not like we're running a ranch or high fenced area or anything like that. This is still all
Yep.
wild stuff. So
Fair
I
chase.
shot a decent 9 last year.
Yeah.
And if anybody
But you
wants to see it, they can go on my Instagram or my Facebook and just check out. There's a couple pictures of me in it on there. It's the biggest deer I've ever shot. But I seen one the other night that was a nice 10 that I got my eye on, and it's probably a good 30% bigger than the one I shot last year. I haven't got him on my trail cam yet. I just see him kind of in the fields when I'm going to and from my home from work. But I'll find him. He'll
So is it mostly like 150-pound 8-points? That pretty much like pretty common.
That's fairly common, yeah, in our area. We get some. I mean, Coshocton County is really weird. Coshocton County is like one of the premier hunting destinations in Ohio. It's odd, like so much that like Owen Hart Jr., the race car driver, just bought like 250 acres, just maybe 10 minutes from my house. So they have him and one other NASCAR driver. I can't remember his name, but they have a nice big area over there where they're, so it was actually the lead singer from Stain. What's his name? Aaron something. He owned another farm over there, that area too. So yeah,
it's a beautiful country though. That
yeah,
entire county. There's lots of deer. All you have to do is just go to your back door and they're everywhere.
Pop one. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I lived where you lived and owned a crossbow, I wouldn't buy beef. Like I would never buy beef.
Yeah, it's I think I got 3 last year, and that filled the freezer up quite a bit. And that's the other thing I've been doing is getting into a lot more cooking and smoking, and I got to do something. We're not teaching classes, so I went and bought a smoker and started teaching myself. And
Traeger?
I can't just a Pit Boss. It's pretty much like a Traeger, just a little cheaper. The only thing the difference is Traeger uses a lot more stainless steel on the inside, and Pit Boss doesn't. So I found online you can buy the aftermarket stuff for the stainless hoods and all that stuff like that to go into your Pit Boss. So I figured why not spend a little now, and then later on, if it does rust out or if I don't upgrade, I'll just start replacing those stainless steel parts as needed, and then basically just build my own.
Does the Pit Boss still work with the app?
Yes, it does.
Nice.
Oh no, mine doesn't. Their upper version. So I have the 700 Classic. The ones above that, they do work with an app. But me, I just have like a Bluetooth thermometer. I just stick in there and then clips to my belt, and I can walk around and do pretty much whatever I want all the way around my house. And that Bluetooth tells me the entire time what's going on with the meat and all that stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. I like that. But
you guys
like
talking about apps? What year are you guys even in here using apps to smoke your meat? Jeez.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Even the Bluetooth thing is blowing my mind. Like I have a wireless meat sensor, but I just use that stuff for turkey and that kind of thing. I've never even thought to use it for jerky.
With the Traeger, you control it all in the app on your phone, and you don't have to go outside. Oh no, it's beautiful. So, all right, cool. Well, that's good, Brian. We'll move along here to I think because
I'm the host.
Right.
Look at me. I'm the host here.
Look at me. I am the captain.
Kelly, what have you done in guns lately?
What have I? No, we're not doing this in order. Okay.
Well, I'm the host. I can do
I know.
Right. Look at him. He's the captain now.
A couple of weeks ago, I went to an OMVA, which is the Ontario Military Vehicles Association. They had a show here. It was in Odessa. Ryan Harriman from SFRC, he organized the show this year. It was pretty awesome, actually. It's one of the biggest in the country. And I got to work the CCFR booth with Greg Weiss. So that was fun.
And always good to hang out with Greg.
Yeah, he's really, really cool. And they had some really cool vehicles there this year, but they also had a Sherman tank. So
what?
That was, yeah.
Is it functional?
Oh, God, yeah. And the APC
for sale?
I don't know.
They're not stupid money. You could get one for under $60,000. I'm not even kidding.
Under 60, yeah, you could get. Yeah, it's a lot cheaper than that. Okay, so the APC that Ryan brought, it actually broke. So the Sherman tank took over, and they started actually taking people around. And it It was at the Odessa Fairgrounds, which is also a racetrack for horses. So they were going around the racetrack really fast. It was kind of cool. And then they were also shooting off blanks, and like when you shoot off a blank from a tank and you do repeated rounds, it like covers the whole entire area in smoke. It was pretty awesome. The kids had fun. Kelly and Greg had fun. It was pretty awesome. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. And Ryan Harriman, he is a fantastic man. He's really super involved in a lot of the things that are happening in my area. So yeah. What else did I do last weekend? The one that just happened. I was in Meaford with Greg May, who's watching. Hi, Greg. He gets to see. One of the things when we shift our shows to later on Thursdays is Greg May can't watch, but it's a Friday, so he can watch tonight. So I just want to say hi.
Hey, Greg.
Yay! So Greg's own range, so the East Gray Anglers and Hunters, they put on a Maple Seed event, and it was Greg's inaugural. He was the shoot boss for the first time. He did a fantastic job, like a really, really good job. And so both Kevin and I went up. Greg got to boss us around a little bit, which was fun. And it was it was a really, really good shoot. We had 3 riflemen that were made that day, including one lady. She actually sent me a little bit of a message. It was nice. And we had a listener, Peter Duggam. He was there, and I promised to send him out some stuff because my range bag, I took everything out of my range bag and I forgot to put in some Slamfire stuff. So I'm going to send that out to him. And also, it's good to have friends in high places, because there's this place on the Range Road. It's called Ted's Diner. And if you've ever been to this place, has anybody else been to this place besides me and Greg, who's watching?
No.
Never heard of it.
Okay. So it is in an old airplane. It's right outside CFB Meaford. It's in an old airplane hangar, one of the steel ones. And this place, you can get alligator, you can get bison, you can get rattlesnake, we were joking about a koala bear. You can get anything that you want. And this stuff is just
Platypus?
fantastic.
Rattlesnake's not even in season. What are you talking about? You can't.
They can get
Now
it.
you're speaking my language.
Yeah. Anyways, so they can get all this stuff, and it's usually sold out. You have to book or know somebody. Well, we knew somebody, or Greg actually. We had somebody help us out. The RSO, his wife knew somebody. So you know, at at restaurants where they have the chef's table, and they kind of put it together or save it for special people. That's us. We got to go and have dinner there. It was fantastic, though. Yeah, I'm going there next weekend too, because not next weekend, 6th, 7th. Yeah, that's next weekend. I'm going there because it's going to be the Meaford Steel Challenge, and generally we go there after on Saturday night. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to have bison, I think, again, like this thick, thick.
You got to get it that thick because it dries out so easy.
And it has a little, a glaze on it and little peppercorns. It's so delicious, and it's rare. He doesn't cook.
You have to.
Yeah,
you have to. Yeah,
it's really, really good. I'm gonna have to sell my dogs to go and eat there, but that's okay.
Sell off some of that abundance of liquor you got in the background there. You got more bottles of liquor than I have guns, so maybe
it's a show cabinet.
It is a show cabinet. I just replace it with water.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no, I don't. The other thing that I did was I checked out the site for the Gunny Girl calendar, and I wanted to give a shout out to Daniel Morton because we're going to be using her and also she has a range there as well that we're going to be using. So Baz is going to be photographer this year. If you don't know Baz, check out Jen. I think it's October. That's the picture he took for last year's calendar. We're going to be using him for most of the calendar this year. We brought some more businesses on board as well, so those are going to be surprises. But it's really good to have Canadian businesses supporting Canadian advocacy group and vice versa, because we're going to stay in business, that means. And and we picked out the ladies for the 2020 calendar, so you guys really need to buy one next year. I know I usually give them to you for Christmas, but go and buy one too and register the damn thing. And that's about it.
Don't have to tell me twice to register it.
I know. Adriel keeps winning all this stuff. And I'm going to be going to the range this weekend because it's a long weekend and I kind of want to go to the range. Yeah,
Cool.
that's it. Adriel, what about you?
All right, I did a bunch of stuff. I went to the range on the weekend there. I shot both my ARs. My match AR, or placed the handguard there. Now it's got a Maple Ridge Armory handguard on there. So I pulled the barrel nut, pulled the barrel off, cleaned it all up, put the barrel back on, nut, fore end, all that kind of stuff. Took it out, put the red dot back on. Took it out to the range, shot it on paper at 50 yards because I want sight in 0 for 50, so that's good for long range as well. And it was dead on. I made no changes to my red dot whatsoever. Even after all that, even after pulling the barrel off, retorquing the barrel nut, all that other kind of stuff, it was bang on, which was nice. Yeah, that was really nice. I shot that white shorty AR. Woo! That break is putting off some concussion on your face.
Rude.
Whoa, so rude. I took some like slow-mo footage of it and put it up on Instagram. It doesn't really show the violence that is occurring around you when you light that thing off.
Yeah, I had to look at it and I was going, well, he's got that pretty much under control.
Yeah,
but
it doesn't look bad, but
it doesn't look bad.
Yeah, it was. It's a lot of in-your-face slapping going on. So I think I'm either going to hog that breakout, so that's one big port, so it's just flames and still got some concussion, but not quite so bad. Or buy one like that. I don't know. Maybe I'll buy one like that. I don't know. But you can see from the slow-mo, there's no recoil on that thing other than the BCG. Once the BCG starts trucking back and it stops, that's when the thing actually recoils. Other than that, between the brake and the lack of gas that's actually pushing out, like think of your high performance open pistols where you want to get a lot of gas working in the brake to effectively cut the recoil. This is like a dream come true. All the gas is still burning in that brake, and it's super effective. I may need to run either an adjustable gas block. I think that's what what's his name? President at your range there, Trevor, was mentioning that I should do.
Muffin,
yeah. He was mentioning that I should run an adjustable gas block. Either that or the pigtail gas tube, something to cut down on the amount of gas that's going back into that carrier, because it's coming back. That's the only recoil that you see on that gun.
Do you have a full auto carrier?
Yep.
Do you have an H2?
I do have an H2. Oh, I could just throw that in. That would help.
Yep.
Yeah.
Are you bending cases?
Nah, I don't know. Those cases, like,
just check your cases.
Yeah, go off into somewhere else.
I had a problem with an overgas gun, and it was bending cases. They were ejecting so hard and hitting the deflector. So I had to go with an adjustable gas block, and I was able to tune it then to get it exactly how I wanted it. Even with the pigtail, you can't adjust it any finer.
Yeah.
So
that just increases.
That's what I like about the adjustable gas block.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see here. Yeah, I really cooked in the paint. I painted the brake on it, and I got it like bubbling from heat. Put like 50 rounds through it, short order. I shot it at long range too, out to like 200-300 meters. There's a significant difference in the hit, the sound of a hit from that versus my other AR. Like even at shooting plates at 200, like with mine, you can hear a nice like hearty like thwack. Whereas with the shorty AR, it was more of like a bing. It was very different, the sound that it gave off. And then I checked the speed on it. So my one AR is running like a 55 grain projectile at like 3,000 FPS. That's with a 16-inch barrel. Whereas this one's running, I'm right around 2,500, 2,550. So that's a big difference in power factor between those two. Anyways, a lot of fun to shoot. Real rude to the neighbors. Love it. I shot the GSG MP40-22. That was a lot of fun too. Just like ripping off shells with that thing, and it was really cool. Another guy that I was out there with, Tom, who I think you know, Kelly. I shot his. He's got the STG 44.
Oh,
I think that one in 22. and that one's really neat too. The GSG, the sights on the front of that one are a real fine blade, and it's a really interesting sight picture. I thought that one was kind of neat. Let's see here. My 308 M1 Garand came in, and looks pretty good. It's got some nicer wood on there. Definitely a good trade for a BCL. So it didn't come with any clips. So
No. Is
No.
it Boyd's wood?
I don't know. I don't know. I have
Looks like newly manufactured wood, though.
Yeah. It looks like newly manufactured wood.
Mm.
It's got an MT right there. I don't know what that's good for, but I don't know. Looks really good.
Don't know.
Ordered
cool.
up like 10 clips for it. So,
Yeah, where'd you get them?
what's the Northern Republic? Is that the name of the place? Magazine. Yes, Northern Republic magazine.
Cool.
Yeah, they had them for I don't know, $2 or $3 or something like that. So, I ordered some from them.
Damn. That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I got a whole pile of I think it's IWI 308 brass case. Looks good, so I'll be shooting that stuff. I might use that to shoot a deer. I'm not sure. Find out.
Wouldn't be the first time.
No. Let's see here. I might buy a 1022. I don't know. I've got a buddies of mine that I'm borrowing because I'm doing like some comparisons with it versus some other 22s. And I know he got it for a really good deal, so I might try to get it out from under him for a really good deal.
For a really good deal.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's up with the 1022? What is it? Like, is it just
stainless
no-
1022.
no? Is it just factory or nothing's done to it? and
Factory. Nothing.
You can, buy it.
Yeah, it's just a
How old is
factory
it?
stainless 1022. I'm not sure. Hasn't had the auto bolt mod done to it, so I'll probably do a video on how to do that.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's important because that video doesn't exist yet.
Yeah.
Really?
So, yeah, it does.
That's like every 1022 owner's only video.
Mm. Well,
There's
I'll
a-
do one that doesn't suck and has like proper audio and wasn't
There's that. Yeah.
wasn't
Okay.
lit by like like crappy
Yeah.
lighting and all that kind of stuff.
All right.
I'll
Yours
make
are
the
pretty
best
good.
one out there.
Yes.
I bought a Cabela's Covenant scope because they were on sale for $2.99. And I was like, I want a cheap FFP, so I did that. While I was there, I saw they had these Walker Razor Slim emuffs.
Yep. I have
And
the same
was
pair.
like,
Not Cryptek, but
yeah, I think I'll buy one of those. So I got one of those. There's some things I like about them, some things I dislike. There's no auto turn off on the audio.
Nope.
So if
Nope.
you leave it on, it's like,
Yep.
screw you, your batteries are dead.
yep.
Yeah.
And
I think
cup
that is
stuck.
a travesty in this day
Yep.
and age.
They're not all that comfortable either. I have a
Nope.
pair of them, and
They're kind of
Yeah,
tight.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kinda
The
tight
cups
on
really like I was wearing them at the PRS match, and
They'd be fine for that. They'd be fine for a PRS match.
even that
guess.
after a while they started to hurt my ears because the cups suck and they're tight.
Mm-hmm.
That
I
sounds
I did a wind test.
Right.
I did a wind test with this and some other headsets as well. I got like a fan on me and I like put on a whole bunch of different earmuffs. These are the worst.
really,
Yeah. There's no like fuzzy over the microphones. They're just like
no, you're right. That's
open
true.
holes. So
Right.
But
any
they also-
wind comes in and it's like,
But they
Yeah.
pick up everything.
yeah, they're very sensitive microphones.
They're very
and
sensitive.
they're stereo. I mean, you get a mic per ear, so you can kind of locate. But man, like nothing like putting on a bunch of different pairs of emuffs at different price ranges and comparing them to see, oh, that's where the money goes. Oh, because there's a big difference in audio quality and comfort between them.
So, what did you come up with? What was your favorite?
Oh,
Best
my Peltor.
Peltars with
Peltors,
the silicone cups.
Yeah,
Extreme.
with the
Even
motor-
without the
motor
silicone
boating.
cups, they would be better. Even without them, the audio quality on those things is much better than my other headsets, and and it was still comfortable, and I could wear them all day. Yeah.
Yep.
But these are cheap, So
Yep, they
whatever.
are.
Give them to the kid. Dad, my
Yeah,
head
and
hurts.
Well, he has a smaller head too, so it's not going to pinch as much.
Yeah. Let's see here. And then I think this weekend I'm gonna head out to my parents' place and prep up for bow hunting. So I got a spot I want to put a stand where there's like a whole bunch of deer that like there's a solid game trail, and I got to put a stand right next to that game trail and
I hate you.
throw some arrows down range, see if I can make some hits, and get all geared up. Try out some broadheads, make sure that that those are hitting in the right spot, and yeah.
Once you shoot a broadhead into a target, though, that's it. You retire it, right?
Yeah, that's why you use the practice broadheads to
Yep.
just check the flight on them, and
Yep.
then do the spin test with your ones with the broadhead. And but if you shoot into a deer, you can reuse it because that
Oh,
doesn't
absolutely.
make the difference. Yeah,
Yeah. No,
Just
then
wipe
it's
it
killed,
off.
and it will always kill. Yeah.
it makes that arrow mean. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I've
well-
I've got a couple of deer with the bow, and it's a different experience than rifle hunting because
Yep,
you're
it's much
so
better.
much closer, and
Yep.
you have to move, and
Yep.
that deer is right there, and it could see you. It's a very different game than normally my deer hunting is. There's a deer at 300 meters. Yeah, he's dead. I got him. Doesn't even know I'm here. Doesn't have any chance of knowing I'm here, and I'll nuke
Yep.
him. I'll nuke him from like
Orbit,
a million
just to be
miles
sure.
away. Yep. But it's very different with bow hunting.
Ohio's weird because we can't rifle hunt. We can only shotgun or bow and crossbow. So and well muzzle loader. So
Well,
there's
that's
been a
because
big push.
that's probably because of how condensed your population is. That's their logic or rationale. They don't want somebody light enough. No.
Because in the northern part of the state it's very flat, and they don't want they know how most Ohio hunters are. They're just like point in one direction and let her rip.
Yeah,
So-
well, that's what I'm saying. They don't want 30-06
Yeah.
rounds or 300 Win Mag rounds flying into people's
But
yards.
now we're allowed straight wall cartridges now though. So that's what I
4570 on
shot.
a deer would be great.
I did 450 Bushmaster, and that was fun. That was nice.
Man,
127 yards.
laws are
So-
weird. Yeah, like
I know.
you can't use any of that stuff. Like whereas here, muzzleloader doesn't count for anything. Muzzleloader is considered standard rifle season, so I can't use like our traditional season bow. So I'll use a bow from middle of September all the way up till November, and then November rolls around, it's rifle time. So that's when I might use that M1 Garand for close stuff. I might use I don't know what I'm going to use for long range. I might get there's one popular rifle that I haven't done a review on yet, and that's the Weatherby. What's their cheap one? Vanguard. Weatherby Vanguard. So I might do one of those because I
I've
haven't
got-
done one before.
I got two Hawas 1500s
Same thing.
on. Yeah, and I like them a lot.
Yeah.
Don't have them yet. They're at the shop, but
Okay, so have you bought them?
they're both on layaway. The 22 250 is almost 22 250. It's got like $150 left to pay or something. And then there's the Howa Mini Action 223 heavy barrel is threaded for a solvent trap. That's important because you don't want those solvents getting on your shop floor and stuff. It's bad for the environment. Comes with a bipod, a scope, and a case, and it's a 1-in-8 twist.
Oh, that is interesting.
Yes, it is.
That opens up all kinds of weird possibilities. If it's a 1-in-8 twist, I wonder what the chamber looks like. Because a lot of 22 250s, like and
No,
just,
sorry, no. My 223 is in 1-in-8.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking.
But
about
that being said, the 22 250 is 1-in-12, not 1-in-14. So I can do 60 grainers in that.
Yeah. As long as your chamber will have the room for it. Yeah. Cool.
Yep.
All right, I think that takes us through that. Let's get on to upcoming events. This next one's from Jonathan Howe. Jonathan says, on Saturday, September 7th, 2019, the Tumbler Ridge Sportsmen's Association will be hosting a one-day three-gun match as part of the Mighty Peace Three-Gun League. The TRSA range is located 3.5 kilometers southeast of Tumbler Ridge, BC on Highway 52. Look for Sandwich Board posted by the roadside. Match fee is $40 and registration opens at the range at 8:30 a.m. Safety briefing at 9:30 and shooting begins at 10. The match will include 5 stages, including one shotgun-only jungle run. Round count will be posted on the Mighty Peace 3-Gun Facebook page soon. Remember to bring along an extra $20 for your ammo raffle ticket. Lunch will be provided. Oh, that's good. I like when they provide lunch.
We could do a jungle run on the property near the range because the shotguns are non-restricted. So it's not like we'd have to worry about, well, we can't go in the woods next to the range with our handguns or our ARs.
Jungle runs are cool. Jungle runs are fun. Now you have to be careful not to hide the targets because at the end of the day, the people who shoot towards the end, everything's going to be shot down, right? So your target's going to be a lot easier to see, and it's not as fair, but they're cool. They're a lot less of a linear, well marked kind of a thing, right?
Yep.
Very neat. All right, why don't we get into news here? The first one, they made an announcement about the charity shoot, and what was the number that we had raised?
11,000 for one and 1,100 and some. What the hell is that?
Some sort of buzzing going on.
Sorry, that's me.
The newbie.
Trump is sending out a tweet, so Brian's phone goes off every time.
Presidential alert.
Yeah.
We just bought Greenland, everybody.
Congratulations. There's a meme of Trump standing in front of Trudeau, and he's got a stack of hundreds, and he says, "All right, Frenchie, how much for Cape Breton?" He's peeling off keynotes. All right, no, seriously.
I just turned it off.
Okay.
Sorry.
There we go.
All right. What were we talking about, Adriel?
$11,000 raised.
Oh,
Charity.
yeah, $11,000 was raised for the Big Country Anti-Violence Association, and then another 1,000 or so for Humane Society,
1,000
making
on the
it,
dot. They got 1,000 on the dot.
They got 1,000 on the dot. So this officially makes it the most successful charity shoot in the history of the Podcast Network charity shoot.
Yep.
Just had to get a guy whose job it is to raise money through selling, and bada bada boom.
Who also believes that everything is a contest, as much as I do. And
he won. He won this
contest. He sure did. And not just in raising money. Everything about that event was top notch. Everything. That's it, man. Like everything. I'm not going to go on and on and on, but it was the best charity shoot. The other ones were all awesome, and I'm not trying to take away from anything anyone else did. So please, keep that in mind. But this event was awesome. All my favorite people were there at the event, after the event, the entire experience. It was one of my best trips to Alberta ever. So that's why, this event. And did I mention the Dinosaur Museum, Kelly? Come on.
I know. I got pictures.
Man. I got to push children out of the way.
He did.
Right?
Literally push the kid
Got
out
to
of the
push
way.
kids and check out dinosaurs and
He goes, my turn. Get out of the way.
Yeah, move, little person.
check out Cole stuff, and yeah.
Well, in fairness, I didn't think it was a child. I thought it was a little person. So
Fair
whatever.
game.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I asked if he could partake in the unwrapping, and like they have the bones there, and they're all wrapped up. And
Kelly was trying to get me in, man. She went to
Yeah,
bat. She was
I
like,
did.
"Can my overgrown man child of a son here? Can he take part?"
Can he touch your bone?
Yeah.
Yes. Anyway, so yeah, congratulations once again, and well done once again.
Cool.
It was awesome.
Yes. All right. The next one here is, and we actually had Rod on talking about this a while ago. A while ago being a week or two ago. But they have formally filed a complaint with the CBC ombudsman about the bias that they've found in the CBC. Now, actually, one interesting thing happened to me today. I was arguing with another gun owner, and I was like, "No, the CBC is biased. Check out this report." And he's like, "Man, that thing was paid for by a gun, like a gun rights org. Like, you can't use that as your data point." But the thing is, this report includes it's got a report, which I think is fairly well worded. It's got the data set, and it's got a reproducible process. So if you disagree, if you're like, you know
You
what,
mean the
no,
scientific method was followed?
yeah, more or less, yeah. It's like what more of these reports should
It can be
should
peer
use.
reviewed.
Yeah, it could be peer reviewed. Yeah,
Other
it wasn't,
people have an
but it could
opportunity
be.
to try and find the same findings you found.
It's actually super easy. It's
Crazy
one
talk.
of the things I did because I'm always interested in seeing these reports and kind of their methodology and how it works. So the first thing I did was take a look through the Excel sheet that they had as a download there, and I went and looked at some of the individual articles that are cited in it. And it's very
What,
easy
you-
to like follow along and check it out yourself.
You check the sources?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Crazy.
Even on something that I agree with and I fundamentally think is right, I'm still so skeptical. I take a look at everything that's under it, and it was good. Anyways, glad to see that they're complaining about that stuff to the CBC, to the ombudsman, because it's
Not right.
It's not right. Yeah, I don't like that our tax dollars are paying for biased media to be stuffed back in our face. I wouldn't mind it if the CBC was just like pure news, but it's not pure news. It's pure news
No.
and
No,
bias.
pure news died a long time ago, and the
It's
nail in
mainly the
it.
opinion.
Yeah, the nail in its coffin was reality TV. It's got to be sensational or nobody watches.
yeah. Indeed. New gun stuff. The Troy 102s are on their way to Canada. So, yeah, SFRC announced this is on the 23rd. This is about a week ago. They said they're just waiting for the freight company to pick them up at Troy. So, either they're on the way over here or they're here and they're like sorting through them. But these things are going to be in people's hands very, very soon.
The turnaround time was quick.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
But it's Iron Guns. It's
No.
Who's bringing them in?
Iron Guns has something else that's coming in. But we don't know yet.
okay.
this is the answer to how do you make a black rifle ugly?
It's a 102.
Like, I
It's
know,
a
but
102 is a 102 is a 102. Throw the stock out like you're going to do with
this-
every AR you buy.
well, especially the Troy stock, it looks like
Uh-huh.
lose
They don't have a
lose
pretty
the
stock.
no lose the stock, lose the grip, lose the handguard, put a maple ridge on there. They just make it so square and boxy, and it's like the cube van of AR-10s. Might as well paint it white and put free hugs on the side.
Yeah,
But I mean, maybe the quality's better,
maybe.
and just throw the stock out and you're good to go.
Yeah.
Unless you like that stock. Oh man, I
not.
shot a regular M4 carbine stock on that shorty white one. Those things like steal my beard hair so bad. They like get into that crack and it rips them out of my face. I hate it so much. Oh, I ripped like a chunk of like 4 beard hairs out and it was like sitting on the stock. Anyways, not related. So CZ had their sales this last week here. There's been some really good ones. Now is the best time to buy a Shadow pistol if you're looking at one, because CZ has map pricing, which means that all the retailers will have the same pricing. This time of the year, they had pricing. I think they just let people do whatever for a little bit. And we had stuff like this where we have Shadow 2s for $1,050, $1,100, and Shadow 1s for right around $700. So
Wow.
there are some good prices. Yeah, I've just got
There are guys right now selling secondhand Shadow ones for more than that.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, and that's because there had been a lock on all the pricing. But if you're looking at a Shadow 2, like what's this G4CGunstore.com? I'm looking at one right here that's $10.99 for a Shadow 2, the urban gray one, which some people prefer, some people might not, but
Don't care at that price. It could be purple.
yeah, that's a good price for a Shadow 2.
Just don't call it mauve or violet. It's purple.
It's pretty.
So that's neat. And then I wanted to pull one of these up because they're kind of funky looking. But North Silva has the Shadow Systems. What's the thing? MR918 Elite. fake Glock. Looks like a Glock. Kind of like a Glock,
Oh,
but it's not a Glock.
it's a Glock. Glock is suing Zev right now, eh?
Oh, really?
Yep.
Naming or function?
Don't know.
Hmm.
Google it, Susan.
Yeah, this
and
is-
and maybe these guys are gonna get sued too. Everybody that's making the Glock knockoff now, Glock's coming after them.
I think Glock, that would be a mistake because Glock is the only platform you can do this with. What other platform can you do this with? CZ, you have to use CZ parts. Like, you can replace some of it, but not all of it like this. You can make a Glock without any Glock parts or with Glock parts.
And a 1022.
Yes. But like, anything else in pistol?
Nope.
Not really. 1911, 2011. But nothing at this. Like, you're
No.
not gonna do a 1911 or 2011 custom like this
Yep.
for $1,400.
But I mean, this is just a Gen 5 Glock 19 frame that's been undercut, and it's got a optic ready slide with crazy milling. That's not necessarily. This is not a $1,429 pistol. This is an $850 pistol.
No, it looks way cooler than that.
I don't. Looks cool,
Yes.
and no, I'm not paying for looks cool.
Well, yeah, and you wouldn't buy one of these things. I don't think you'd ever
Not
buy
for,
one of these.
yeah, for like $850, maybe even $950 all day.
You're not
love
gonna
to
you're
throw
not
it.
gonna get a fluted barrel
You don't need a fluted
custom
barrel.
milled
What do you need a
slide.
fluted barrel for on a Glock 19?
because it looks cool.
Okay, so you don't need it though.
No,
You don't need your Glock 19 to look pimp.
I mean you don't really need anything beyond a Glock 17, really, with factory everything. That's all everyone really needs. Are we talking about what people need? Why do you need guns, Trevor?
Right now, to pistol whip the teeth out of your head.
Well, if you love that one, you're gonna love the next one. The next one here is an Agency Arms Urban Combat Glock 19 slide. This is just the slide, no barrel or anything like that. You don't need that stuff. It's just the slide. It's $1,749.
Well, I'm not going to say nothing about this because, for the guy that's trying to build a gamer production optics light gun, he wants this slide, and he can get it at the Calgary Shooting Center. If you don't shop there, you're a communist.
But the other Glock, no go.
Hi, how
Completely.
opinions change. All of a sudden, I love them. Shill? Shill, is that the word?
I think it is.
Yes, it is.
Yes. Yeah.
As I hold my Dan Wesson PM9 sponsorship gun.
Yep.
What are the DNA collectors? That's what they're calling their rear serrations. Is that a thing? What the heck? Or is that
DNA
just
collectors?
a joke? Yeah.
No, it's a joke. But I mean, and the serrations are so abrasive and aggressive. They're a DNA collector because you leave skin molecules on the gun every time you touch it.
Yes. Neat. Okay.
But-
Well,
We had an agency come to one of our classes, and I did shoot it, and it was nice. I have to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
But
would you play a game with it? Would you carry it?
He was carrying it, so
ooh, fancy.
Well, then if I had his money, I'd burn mine.
yes.
Cool. All right, that's it for new gun stuff. Trevor, did you want to take us away for this main topic?
All right. So I asked Brian to come on tonight because it's about time that we start talking about this year's charity. Well, not this year's, but the very next charity shoot, the 10th annual Canadian Podcast Network charity shoot that will be hosted by Canadian Reload Radio. That's hilarious. By Slamfire Radio at the Rescue Gun Club. And we'll be making an announcement soon about the charity. So with all of that in mind, I posted a selfie on Facebook. Was 2 days ago, Brian?
Yes.
Like it's gotten ridiculous. There's like 120 comments on that stupid picture, and you, sir, had the best comment and came up with a great idea. So the listeners may remember that last time the charity event was hosted at the Rescue Gun Club, Gallon ended up getting sprayed in the face with a can of bear spray. And it was his idea to make amends for missing the Ferlacci class. He said, listen, I will bring up a surprise, and we will use this surprise to raise extra money for the charity. So we weren't sure how we were going to raise the money. And we had a very brilliant man in the room who said, hey, go get some 50-50 tickets and start canvassing everybody here at the after party. And the winner of the raffle will get to be the one to spray Gal in the face. Kelly, you spent how much money on this?
I think 100, 150, something
150.
You
So
had
she's
really good odds.
who carries that much cash at a party at my house?
like that. I
You
do.
weren't going to be paying for lap dances. Like, why did you need all that money?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. It went to charity, and we thank you for it. And unfortunately, fingers
didn't
got
win.
for him. No, you didn't win.
He won. He bought one ticket, I think.
Yep.
Asshole.
Yeah, you could count on one hand how many tickets he bought. He might not be able to count on one hand how many you bought, but anyway, if you know him, you're going to think that joke is completely funny and inappropriate.
Yes, it is.
So I posted. I lost a ton of weight lately because somebody called me fat. So I'm wearing.
Shame is a good motivator.
Shame is a great motivator. We should be back to publicly shaming criminals, right? We should be putting them in the gallows and throwing tomatoes at them. A little public shaming, and I bet some crime would go down. I think it's a great idea that sex offenders have to walk around your neighborhood, knock on your door, and say, "Hi, I'm whatever, and I just moved here, and I'm a diddler." You know. That's wonderful. Keep that in mind next time you're thinking about molesting a child. You may have to knock on my door, and you will be welcomed into my home to never be seen again. Anyway, what was I talking about?
Diddling kids.
Brian came up with
an idea. Yeah. So anyway, public shaming. Somebody called me fat, so I lost a whole pile of weight, and I posted a picture of me wearing the same size pants that I used to wear in high school. For only the second time since high school, and I forgot to put a shirt on in the picture, so everybody started making jokes about, sure, you lost a lot of weight, you'd lose another 10 pounds if you took off your fur sweater. So anyway, Brian hashtagged waxed Trevor for charity, and as crazy as it sounds, I thought, damn, what a fantastic idea. So if you've ever seen the movie 40-Year-Old Virgin, you know exactly the scene I'm talking about. Well, they actually waxed him. That was all improvised. There was no scripted lines. Everything that came out of his mouth was real. And anyway, I imagine it would be something like that. So Brian says, you don't know what you're getting yourself into. I said, yes, I do. I'm getting myself into a great way to raise more money. He goes, yeah, but what about the pain? Yeah, I don't know, man.
You're asking how painful
it's going to be rough.
Really?
Oh, I know how painful it's going to be. I'll tell you how I know, Kelly. My mother, when I grew up, we had a beauty salon in the basement. My mother was a hairdresser, and she was an esthetician, and she did all kinds of esthetician services. And by today's standards, she'd be in front of a human rights tribunal, but that's a story for another day. So when she first got her waxing kit, I was 14, and she brought me into the salon and said, I want to test this out on your neck.
I need to practice it.
Yeah, a lot of men get their neck waxed, so they don't have to, keep trimming that hair off the back of their neck every time they get a haircut. Right. So I'm like, yeah, sure, man, pile it on, whatever. So she slaps the hot wax on me. She puts the strip on. When she pulled the strip off, and this is no exaggeration, I folded it in two and asked her if I was bleeding. I never in all my 14 years on this planet, that was the most painful thing I'd ever experienced. I literally thought I was bleeding. So I'm sure that waxing my chest is going to be a picnic. So anyway, if you are the sadist to my masochist, you could be the one to put me through. Because I'm your girl. Sign me up. Yeah,
I'm your Huckleberry.
Yeah.
We could raise double the amount of money if we did your chest on one raffle and then we did your back on the other raffle.
Bonus raffle.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to make you extremely aerodynamic.
I'm not a swimmer. Like, I don't need to do this.
Faster for IPSC.
Or what, Kelly?
I was going to say top half, bottom half.
Oh, heavens to Betsy. Oh, my. Anyway, so, yeah, if you make it to the charity shoot, if you come to the after party, you could have a chance to take part in this extra raffle event, this extra fundraiser. However, if you can't make it, we will absolutely take your EMTs. You know, if you want to donate to the event, if you want to buy a virtual raffle ticket and then donate it to Kelly to help increase your chances of ripping me up, you know, you can do that too. We're always willing to take your money, even if we can't have a drink with you. So, and trust me, if
We'll
we're gonna,
live stream.
yeah, if we're gonna wax me, it'll be live streamed. And now I gotta stay committed to this diet, man. I got a whole other year to stay svelte.
Ooh.
No one wants to wax the fatty. So
Yeah.
I would
You're
regardless.
swell.
whether,
yeah, you
like,
would. No,
I don't care.
If you could lose more weight, that'd be less surface area to wax too. That's less pain, right?
Is that how that works? Is that science?
I think. I don't know.
You don't know. It was your idea.
You can sell more,
No, I
more
was just-
surface area from the raffle, right? You'll be able to sell more
Yeah.
tickets.
Yeah.
Or what if we just sold a square inch?
We'll mark you in a grid.
Yeah. Right? And everybody takes a shot. You buy your grid, and everybody gets to have a little piece. I'll even sign the
What if
strip for you.
what if someone buys? What if someone buys they're in one square of the grid and then decides not to wax you? Do you have to leave that square there?
Oh man, I'm gonna end up with a swastika on my chest. You guys.
You look like a leopard.
Oh. Oh, great. So, yeah. So anyway, that was Brian's idea, and I'm a special kind of stupid, so I'm going to go for it. So last time we pepper sprayed Gallon. This time we're going to wax my chest.
I like how you paused there. I think that we could probably come up with some other fundraisers too. Like maybe we raffle off a flight with Matt. Maybe Adriel can do a gopher hunt. Okay, never mind.
Got to be out there.
Yeah,
Maybe we could raffle off something else.
to happen on site, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll put Kelly in a kissing booth. Oh, what's that guy's name? Oh, I already know who's going to buy tickets for that.
Oh gosh. Oh god.
I guess we're not going to raffle off a kissing booth for Kelly.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Well, he's not allowed to come to the event anyways. Sure.
Did you get a restraining order?
I will.
Not a bad idea.
If necessary.
No, Brian, it is necessary. Believe me. Believe me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very
Okay.
good.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. Yep.
Let's keep
Well,
going.
I think it's a great idea.
So more on the charity event later. Kelly and Adriel are going to take care of the social media aspect. I'm going to take care of the charity aspect in the event, and stay tuned for more information.
It will be in New Brunswick.
It will be in New Brunswick. Yes.
Do you have the date picked yet?
Yes, absolutely. It's the first Saturday of July.
I should put this on my calendar. Kill.
So,
You probably should.
yeah.
I'll fly out. There'll be some people at the airport. I'll just be like,
They'll-
yo,
they'll
Campbellton? Campbellton?
Yeah.
Get
Hamilton,
in.
yes.
It'll be fine. Yeah.
We're gonna pick you up. You're gonna stay the whole. Like it's just you coming, right? Or is the whole family coming?
Probably just me this time.
Okay, you're
All right.
going to do the Maple Seed Out East. All right, Saturday, July 4th. Hey, it's the 4th of July.
Here we go.
No, Brian, don't let that stop you.
No.
Tommy was here once on the 4th of July. We even bought him an American flag.
Saturday.
And we hung
4th
it
of
upside
July.
down.
It is going to be epic. We're going to
Should be
be
easy to remember.
waxing Trevor. There's going to be Star. Anyways, yeah, he'll be seeing stars.
Sticks was supposed to come. I don't know if he. Anyway,
We'll figure it out.
I think the rooms are all full already at Chateau for Latte.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
No way.
people started messaging her while we were in Alberta.
Fine. Whatever.
Well, there's
What?
also Kelly.
Whatever.
There's also pre-reserved rooms for podcasters.
Oh,
So
okay.
relax.
I just assume there's a couch somewhere in Campbellton.
Actually, Ian's on the couch, but I've got you two and Cracky covered.
Sweet.
Okay, do I get to see Dave Cracky in his underwear?
Do you want to?
Jesus Christ.
I mean, I can arrange stuff.
You can make a couple of phone calls.
Yeah, like in Montreal, if you book a hotel room and you ask for a furnished room while you're making your reservation, it means that you want a prostitute waiting for you in the room when you arrive. I learned that when I was in the hotel reservation. So, like, I mean, if you want Cracky laying in bed when you check in, like
He's gonna be
Rose
so
petals,
happy.
rose
He's
petals
not.
around.
rose
No,
petals.
I'm fine, thank you.
You're
But
sure?
it was a little frightening when I walked in the room. Oh, sorry. Turn around. Oh, that's something that is
Turn around and look over your shoulder. Yes.
Sorry, I didn't provide you with that experience when you stayed with me, Kelly. I cannot top that. I don't know. I
Next
Brian-
time.
said, "Here's your room. Here's
Brian,
your room."
Lame.
Here's your room. There's
I
a
know.
bed. You got to remember though, Brian.
lamp.
Kelly brags that she can recognize us by our asses.
I can.
That is a
So
very weird superpower.
Well, I just see them enough, so.
And apparently
your
has studied
superpower?
them. No, what's your superpower? I recognize all my male friends by their butts.
Yeah.
Put us in a lineup
I
and
can't-
pick them. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's just a ploy, Trevor.
Yeah, I
Can't
know.
actually pick them.
No. Well, maybe if I touch, it'll help, guys. No, Kelly. No means no. I need an adult. I am an adult, little boy.
Let me make you an adult.
So the whole Me Too thing hasn't hit up there yet, huh? It's just down here, yeah. Still?
Yeah, that's right. That's a you problem.
Okay, I just.
Nope. Not
No.
yet.
Strictly speaking, we're talking about Kelly molesting us, which is funny, and then not a Me Too moment.
Oh, okay. All right. Us
That's
too.
how
then.
that works.
It's us. Hashtag us too.
Yeah, it's hashtag why not me? That's what it is.
When do I get a turn?
All right.
My turn for 5 minutes in the closet.
Yeah.
Okay, can we move on?
Let's move on before we get more angry emails than are already started. Yeah.
It's a good thing there's not a lot of women that listen. Okay.
Listener feedback, YouTube version. Let's see. We had some questions on there. MSA Sordin Pro X. Have any of you guys tried those?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are they worth the? So they cost more. Not are they
Yep.
great? Are they worth the money?
Yes.
I believe so.
Why? What makes them better for the money than cheaper headsets?
Fit, finish, quality of sound, warranty.
Comfort, yeah. Quality of sound. Yeah. You can
Yeah.
tell you're putting on a $300 piece of equipment on top of your head when you turn them on and they start working. I can wear them all day. I used to get the worst headaches. Like halfway through a class, I would just already have a migraine, be taking Tylenols. Now it's like I can wear them all day and then just keep going 12 hours if I have to with them. Plus, I will also take them hunting. I took them out west and I was wearing them while we were hiking, doing all that stuff like that. You know, I had them on constantly and never had a problem. Love them. I will say they are susceptible to water. So whenever I'm out in the rain, I always take them in, pull the gel cups out of them, and then just let them air dry. And then haven't had any problems.
Have you had
I
any-
did have a problem.
Have you had
Go
any
ahead.
problems with the batteries and getting them out and knowing where the batteries are? Because there's two sets.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, and the first time I put them in there, went to take them back out because I thought I had a battery in backwards, or I had a battery in backwards. It was a rough start getting them out, but just like a little eyeglass screwdriver pops it
Driver?
right out.
I wore yours for Maple Seed all day, and they were fantastic. Great quality with hearing, very, very comfortable. You had to wear your crappy earmuffs, but I was okay with that.
Well, I took care of you.
I know, I love you, but yeah,
Fancy
I can't
pants.
afford them, so we did the Peltors with the gel cups, and those are almost as good, and also $200 less in Canada.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a big price difference here.
So
And
they're
then
pretty good.
the other question we got on our YouTube version: has anyone tried the Steyr M9 or L9? If so, what did you think?
Is that
Yes.
the pistol?
Yeah, I think that's the one
Yes.
with the real extreme grip on it.
Yeah, I had one. So I was on that kick. Remember, I was buying every polymer striker gun you could get.
Mhm.
The trigger is average to bad. The magwell is non-existent. It's almost inverted and makes it hard to get the mag into the grip. The sights are cool, but mine was not reliable. Steyr sent me the striker broke. They sent me a new striker. Then the wouldn't extract or eject. I can't remember what it was. I think it was eject. So they said use 147 grade ammo. I am. Then they sent me a new extractor and spring and plunger. I replaced all those parts, and it still wouldn't run reliably. And they said, "Oh, you're using reloads. Well, that's your problem." I'm like, "Well, that's funny. All my other polymer guns shoot my reloads fine. Your gun sucks." So I sold it to Paul Furlot in Ottawa.
Excellent. And Brian, you said you had one too?
Yeah, Jason actually had one for a long time, and I will agree with Trevor on everything except Jason's wouldn't die. We ran a test on it, and I think he ran about 6,000 rounds through it before he ended up just cleaning it. So we didn't have any problems with it, and the reason he did that was because we were hearing people were having a ton of problems with them, like Trevor said, strikers breaking and stuff like that. So he just wanted to see if we could break it, and then we didn't. So he just ended up getting tired. Yeah, so he must have got a lucky one, or got lucky and just got one of the good ones.
Or
it's a gun I
Trevor
really
got
want.
A lemon, right? Like it could
no,
be
I
either
think
one.
no, I think Jason got a good one. Most of them
Yeah,
are lemon.
yeah, because like I said, the reason Jason did that test on it was because he was hearing that they were junk, that they were having problems like the strikers breaking and all that stuff like that. So he decided to try it. But he got a good one. He got lucky.
Cool.
I didn't mind the grip angle. I really wanted to like the gun, but the gun didn't run. So I could, if the gun would have ran, I'd still have it.
Did yours have the 3-dot sights on it, or did it have the weird triangular like Klingon
Trapezoids?
sights?
Yeah, I call them trapezoids. I don't know, the triangle.
I don't know. We just always made fun of them. I could not get used to them. I couldn't hit anything with it. I mean, I just couldn't. I couldn't figure that system out. It was weird.
I liked it. It was good.
Cool.
It was like my Arsenal Strike 1. I wanted to love that gun too, but again, it didn't run as well as it should have. So now it's Gallen's problem.
Yeah, there's a lot of I think for, like a polymer striker fired pistol should just work. Like that should be the table stakes.
Nothing left to figure out, right? That's right, table stakes, 100%.
I mean, the rest of it is a manufacturing challenge, really. Can you manufacture it at scale for a good price and at good quality? Because I think like when you hear stuff like strikers break and that kind of thing, that sounds like they haven't had that process quite figured out just quite yet. Because that shouldn't
using
happen.
Shitty materials.
Yep. Using bad materials would be an option as well. All right. Let's move on to listener feedback. Listener feedback is sponsored by Armory DC Gunsmith. Armory DC Gunsmith is a full-service gunsmith who specializes in firearms refinishing. He offers hot bluing, parkerizing, and Cerakote finishes, as well as wood refinishing. Check out his online inventory of new and used guns, firearms accessories, optics, and more at dcgunsmith.ca. And apparently they can take apart and Cerakote and get back together a gun in a day. Trevor? I think that's what you
They
said.
sure can. They sure can.
That's so if it takes more than a day, yell at Trevor because
because I wasn't there to help. It's a really cool red and black MMP2 or MMP Pro, and you can see pictures of it on DC Armory's Instagram, which you should be following.
Very cool.
We're gonna have some really cool pictures coming up. We're doing a Winchester Model 70, and I've got all the before pictures, and we're doing a satin bluing finish on it, and it's going to be awesome. And when you see the before and after, it's going to, if you got a rifle that you were thinking about refinishing, you'll put it in the mail the next day. It's just going to be awesome.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
With a muzzle brake.
Why do you guys put muzzle brakes on your hunting rifles?
Because they asked for them. They can't handle the recoil. I don't know.
Get a 243. Get something else.
And it has the best FUD scope mounting system ever. See-through rings.
Ah!
There's such a thing around here. There's such a thing around here.
Yeah.
Trust me, we see them more than we want to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not your job to educate. It's your job to do what the customer wants and.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If
Cool.
they ask, that's one thing, but.
Yep. Kelly, did you want to take this first one from Blaze?
Okay. So from Blaz or Blaze, Trevor, let's talk about IPSC. PPC is making me want to join in. Is it possible to get your black badge with a PPC, or do you absolutely
CC.
sorry, PCC, or do you absolutely need to complete it with a handgun? Don't own one, and not interested in getting one either. I think they're cool and will defend your rights to own one with my dying breath, but they just don't do it for me.
So it's in the works, but nothing has been made official yet for the courses coming out in 2020. The IPSC National Executive Committee will be getting together. That reminds me, there's an email I have to check about that. Yeah, anyway, the IPSC Canada will be having a meeting shortly, and at that meeting, we will be discussing things like revamping the Black Badge program. So maybe something will be in the works for this spring. I believe that there was a desire to have something out for spring of 2020. It didn't happen, so the new goal will be spring of 2021, but we shall see.
You could just make it so that anyone who wants to shoot PCC just doesn't need to have a black badge. They do it in other countries.
Sorry, say that again?
You could just make it so that people who want to shoot IPSC with a PCC don't need their black badge.
That would never happen.
But that's how
It's
every
not
other
a-
country works, right?
Nope. There are equivalent black badge courses in many IPSC countries around the world.
Do they standardize them across the world, or is they just
No.
different per country?
Correct.
Hmm.
But a lot of them are copies of the Canadian model.
Cool. All right, this next one here is from Spencer. I'll take this one. From Spencer. Sorry, Adriel, but you won't get very far on Reddit trying to troll Americans with short-barreled shotguns and rifles. Those days are over. Bite your tongue. I got bites on that thing immediately. People saying, "Where's your stamp on that thing?" But they didn't see the big "Made in Canada" writing on the lower because that's what it says. So it worked. Between pistol braces that are as good as stocks and smoothbore firearms that can take a gripper brace, we have pretty much everything you can have in Canada plus more. As an example, you can see my two current short guns in the attached picture. At the bottom is a Mossberg Shockwave, although I built this from parts a few months ago before the Shockwave was released as a product. If I wanted to, I could swap out the bird's head grip with a brace like I have on the AR pistol above. That's a 10-inch Adams Arms piston upper on the Spikes Honey Badger lower. The 5-position brace is from SB Tactical, and it's as comfortable and adjustable as anything Magpul makes. It also has a Franklin Armory binary trigger. I've enclosed a sound clip of a 10-round burst as well, so you can hear it in action. Because I'm guessing you can't get binary triggers in Canada. I did have to get a stamp for the suppressor I run on this gun most of the time. Oh wait, no legal suppressors in Canada, are there? Not much left to troll, I'm thinking. Okay, yes, Spencer, the gun laws in the States are better than Canada, clearly. This is not a competition. Let's see. As I mentioned in my last email, I'll have to decline Kelly's challenge to try that folding Glock. I just don't see it being useful at all. Much more practical is the SIG P365 XL I just picked up this Saturday. That's the slightly bigger brother to the P365 I've been carrying for a while now. It's half as thick as a baby Glock, which is basically what the folder is, and carries 12+1 with a flush magazine, so I'm up 2 in capacity over the folder, and I don't need to stop and assemble my gun if I actually need to use it. I also picked up one of those new Palmetto State Armory Gen 3 AKs at the same time. These are the first US-built AKs that seem to be as reliable as the Comblock ones that have been. It always seems strange that we couldn't build decent AKs in the US, but from the reviews on AK Operators Union, this is probably one of the first ones available for under $1,000 that's as good as an AK that uses imported parts. Oh, it just occurred to me that both those guns would be prohibited in Canada. Sorry, Adriel, didn't mean to troll. Anyways, great job on the last couple of episodes. They were both really informative. I will say that if Random Dave is going to be on regularly, you guys need to get him some better gear. That mic hum last episode was painful. Best wishes and happy trolling, Spencer. P.S. I sent Angel some links on trophy hunting last email, so if it didn't make it, let me know and I can resend them. I have a person he could talk to, the guy at work who does the bow fishing and alligator guiding. He just came back from his 3rd bow hunt in South Africa, so if you want to talk to someone who has actually seen how these hunts work firsthand, let me know and I'll put you guys in touch.
I think he trolled you pretty well.
All this because I made a short barrel rifle and I put pictures on Reddit just for
Reddit.
like giggles. Yeah. Yes, our guns are not as good. Hey, but he could always just get a Type 81, right? He could get one of those down there.
Right? No. Oh, too bad.
Or he could roll down to his Cabela's and get an SKS for like $200 on sale, really, right?
Also no. Do you know what he could do though?
Go
He
hunt
could get
deer with an AR.
he could get a VZ58 with a 30 round mag and have something better than an AK with the capacity we can't have.
Mm-hmm.
Or an AR or an AR-10 and go hunting with
Yeah,
those.
but if he wants to stay in the AK-esque platform, I would take a VZ over an AK any day.
I can't own one of them, and I don't own the other, so yeah, I don't even know.
I've owned a CZ858, I've owned a VZ58, and I've handled AKs, and yeah, I'll take the VZ.
Cool. Well, if you'd like to email the show and troll us, email at slamfireradio@gmail.com. We have no podcast app reviews this week, but if you'd like to, head on over to iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts and give us a review there. Do we have any shout-outs?
I do. Sorry, I forgot to put them in. I'm going to shout out Denis and Joey from the shop. It's good to be working back there again, but I want to shout them out because of the fantastic job they did hosting the first ORPS match at the Rescuers Gun Club. It was their first kick at the can as match director, and they did a fantastic job. We started on time, we ended on time, and that means a lot to me. It was a lot of fun. They put in a lot of work to get this up off the ground. It took no effort at all to convince the club, and and we were right in putting it in their hands because it's up, it's running. They said they were going to do a thing, and they did the thing. That doesn't always happen.
Yeah.
So we love people who follow through and host good events. So good job, guys. And I'm looking forward to the next one. We need tank traps for the next one. Tank traps. I
Yeah,
mean,
you just get some 4x4 posts and you bolt them together.
and I think we can even get away with 2x4. So for
They look
this
cool.
for this prop, they look cool. And I
They
mean,
look really cool,
whatever.
and you could use them for IPSC or something like that if you really want
Well,
to.
exactly. I was just going to say, whatever props they make, they'll store in the IPSC section. Whatever props the IPSC section has that they can use, we're just going to share that stuff, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because again, it's Joey and Denis, and I have no worries. Joey's going to be an IPSC guy someday, and Denis is going to be an IPSC RO soon, so it's all good.
Good to go. Any other shout-outs?
Nope, none for me.
Brian, any shout-outs?
I'm good.
All right. Patreon supporters. We don't have any new Patreon supporters, but I just got some patches
We have
in
an
the mail
update.
here. Oh,
Yeah.
So-
no, that one says August 15th.
Did that happen? No, didn't we just
Yeah,
get one
I-
that?
Just put that on there.
Okay.
Oh, well, Randy
Gotta change the date.
changed his to 303 British.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yay.
I just got some patches in the mail today, so if you don't have a patch, email us your address and we will put one in the mail for you.
Shirts. Are we going to do another run of shirts?
I'm gonna send away all the shirts I got. I would like to do some hats. Hats
Hats.
or other stuff. What other kind of
Oh,
stuff?
Both. And
Both?
set up a web store. And have your children do the packaging and ship, child labor. We need a web store, and we need stock shirts and hats.
One of you guys needs to run it then, because I don't have the storage space here for that.
And I do.
I do. I have the storage space.
Okay, well, I can do the
You do
internet
the
stuff. and-
You do the internet stuff, and I'll do the taking to the post office stuff.
Neat. All right.
Cool.
I like this. I like this arrangement. If you'd like to support us, head on over to patreon.com/Slamfire Radio, and you'll get a patch or maybe a shirt or a hat or who knows what we're going to make coming up here.
Could be a bag of
Never,
Could be.
glitter.
Could be
Yeah.
a box of glitter.
It's wise to always open whatever any of us send cautiously and outdoors.
Yep. I just mailed you something too, right, Trevor?
Oh no, you did too, son of a. Yeah, but you did that so fast. You didn't have time for shenanigans.
Okay. Tell yourself whatever you want to tell yourself.
Oh, man, you know what? It takes no time to write something ridiculous on the envelope or the package, which you normally do. It's probably gonna. Oh, man.
Rectal
It was
thermometer.
so fast. I probably didn't get to it.
You would take the time to just do something like that. Remember, you're the guy that met us at the airport with a sign saying "Congratulations on completing rehab," and then you're like, "Welcome, New Brunswick Furry Association." Like, I know. Oh man. Then there's another time you had sent me a box that was basically like something that an adult toy would come in, and you put rectal use only stickers all over it. Where does a man even get rectal use only stickers? I don't know.
I've got 1,000 of those stickers.
Why? Never mind.
That's
I don't want.
That's how you buy them.
They come in lots of 1,000.
Yes.
Oh man,
Neat. All right.
it's a lot of rectal use.
It's a lot of rectal use. Yeah. A lot of stickers.
It was
Wrecked them. Damn near killed them.
Please join our national firearms associations like the CCFR. Check us out on Gun Owners of Canada and like us on Facebook. We have more likes than most orphanages on average. So go on and get us on up there, and we can.
I figured
beat those
why-
top ones.
I figured out why the orphanages don't have a lot of likes.
Oh dear. Here we go. Why? Why do
'Cause-
they not get a lot of likes?
Because the children who live in them are too poor to have cell phones to get
Oh.
social media to like the page.
They wouldn't like the orphanage anyways.
Right. It'd be
Call
like being
Obama,
in.
he'll get him a phone.
Oh, you're horrible.
Well, that's a fantastic place to end. Good night, everyone.
Yeah, for real. Good night. I gotta go to bed. I gotta get